Hi, Todd here, and I'm here to give you a couple tips on maintaining your paddle. It's the heart of winter here, so we can't do a lot of paddling, but we can dream about our next season and start getting our gear ready. So today I'm going to talk about oiling your grip. Now, you may have noticed when you got your Sanborn paddle, the grip was just bare wood. We recommend oiling that grip because if the wood is left unfinished, the process of getting wet and drying out, that contraction and expansion, will ultimately start pulling those glue joints apart. So you can leave it bare, it'll still last a while, but it'll last a lot longer if you give it a nice coat of oil. And the reason we leave it bare is because it just feels so much better in your hand versus varnish. So what I recommend doing then, if you've been using this for a season, use some 220 grit sandpaper and give it a good sanding, being careful not to sand the varnish on the shaft. So just give it a light sanding, knocking down any roughness that has formed as you've been using it. Water raises wood grain, and so if your grip starts feeling rough, the reason is the wood isn't finished and the water is getting onto that wood, that unfinished wood, and causing it to raise. Now, oil provides a really great smooth feel. However, it does require some upkeep. So once you've gotten your grip sanded nice and smooth, we use linseed oil. There's a couple reasons for that. It is a great finish. It's easy to get. It's relatively cheap. And for myself, there's a little bit of nostalgia with it. It was something my grandpa uses to finish everything. And I grew up going into his wood shop and stepping on the wood shavings and smelling the linseed oil. And so for me, there's a sense of nostalgia in it. All right, so to oil, it's pretty simple. You just dip a rag in the oil and apply it. Now, I'd recommend thinning your oil. So do 1 part oiled linseed oil to 1 part mineral spirits. The reason being, a thinner oil will penetrate the wood deeper and give it a better finish. Now, as you're oiling, just make sure you're giving it a nice thorough coat, covering everything. And you will notice if your wood is not been oiled for a while, you'll see the oil just drinking its way in. It'll just disappear right away. You can see that. So it's glossy and then it's gone. This grip has been and needed some care. Now you want to put a lot of coats on, but you got to kind of spread them out. So it takes time for that oil to soak in. So give it a coat, put on a bunch. You can even let it, like each time you can oil it until it's basically standing, so it's not soaking in anymore. Once you get to that point, set it aside, leave it for 10 minutes, but make sure you come back and wipe it off. If there's anything left, make sure you wipe that off. If you don't wipe it off, it's going to harden on you and get really tacky, and that kind of eliminates the purpose of oiling your grip. It's going to feel kind of gross in your hand. So yeah, let it stand for a little bit, come back in 10 or so minutes and wipe away what's left. Give another coat, 5, 6, 10 coats. Give as many coats as you want. More oil isn't going to hurt it. Just make sure you wipe it away afterwards. Thanks. Enjoy.